Hi everyone, this is Autopostrophe. Let's continue our game of Master Detective Archives, Ring Code running on Nintendo Switch.
Halara. Halara?
I need you to be quiet. I'm concentrating.
Sorry, but there's something I want to ask.
Coalescence. Hold hands. You and me.
Yes, that way I'll be able to see the past too. I think.
My sources made no mention of such an ability. In fact, you're just a trainee.
Yeah, but I just remembered I had it. Anyway, we don't have much time. Let's try it.
I have no intention of getting friendly with you.
Oh, it's not like that.
I despise you.
Huh?
Just the thought of holding your hand makes my skin crawl.
I didn't know you hated me so much.
Let me be clear. I don't just hate you in particular. I despise all of humanity equally. I don't trust anyone, except the dead.
I had a feeling. Halara must be a demon straight from hell.
Then why did you choose to help me with the investigation?
As I told you in the beginning, I always work sincerely for the payment I receive. As long as you promise payment, I will promise my utmost efforts as a professional.
Then please, hold my hand. It's necessary for the investigation. You can add this to my bill if you want. You'll agree then, right?
Fine. If it's what I must do as a detective, then I have no choice but to agree.
I can see it. Everything looks different than a moment ago. Incredible. So this is post-cognition.
Can you really see it? So your coalescence is real. I didn't expect you to already have your own forte. Well, this does save me the trouble of reporting it back to you, but it's quite inconvenient to keep our hands joined. Very well. Go ahead and lead the investigation.
Me?
If you can see what I see, that would be for the best. I'm only acting as your assistant, after all. This is quite a bizarre crime scene. But unusual crime scenes are expected when you work for the WDO. Now, let's see what you're capable of.
glass encounter. See, there's a glass on the counter. It has a thin layer of dust, so it could have been here since the incident. A key was in the glass at the time the body was discovered. If you want to investigate, use post-cognition. Right, got it.
Oh, there's a key in the glass. Is it the key to the room?
Seems like it. By the way, being an illegal casino, the security was extremely tight. There's only one master key. It's also a special key that can't be duplicated.
If it was thrown in from outside the vent, it wouldn't be inside the glass.
So this is definitely another locked room mystery! Hooray! I'm so glad I met you!
Okay, secret club door key.
Yeah,
The slot machine is spotless. Looks like it was well taken care of. There's nothing here of interest.
Yeah,
Seems that way. Let's check someplace else. Right. Switch, and you can't move the camera there.
What a rich brick!
that's...
The chairs are lined up neatly. Did someone rearrange the chairs after the incident?
well,
Either the peacekeepers did so, or the staff here did. Either way, it's not something to worry about. True, I'll check someplace else.
What does that mean?
When the body was discovered, this door was locked from the inside. There's no other way into or out of the room. In other words, it's a locked room mystery. Locked room mystery. Things are heating up.
You just gotta hit this thing and it'll be good as new!
That too.
That's...
There's a vent here. The four corners of the cover are screwed down, so I don't think it'll open. I doubt the cover can be opened when it's like this.
but
It's too early to conclude there's no useful information. Compare it with what was seen in post-cognition. Right, I'll give it a try.
a body. I see a body. The murder scene through Halara's eyes is completely silent. There are dolls nailed to the walls and floor, and a corpse pinned down with nails in a similar fashion. This all feels like a dream. It doesn't seem real. There are abnormal decorations all around the crime scene, and it's so quiet.
Doll.
I knew it.
Sure enough, the secret club has dolls nailed to the wall too.
yeah,
That must be the nailman's calling card. They're nailed into the wall seemingly at random, facing all directions. I can't find a pattern. There's nothing that can be connected to the culprit. Let's try checking someplace else.
It's a man's corpse. He's probably around 60 years old. His body is pinned against the wall with countless nails. There isn't much bleeding, so the nails must have been hammered in after he died.
You're starting to get the hang of this. Not too shabby.
Oh, there are marks on him, signs that he was strangled. The vertical scratch marks were probably made when he resisted.
the most basic of basic observations. Well, at least you noticed.
It's thanks to everything I taught you at the clock tower. I'm such an awesome mentor.
This situation is identical to the murder at the clock tower.
The culprit first strangled the victim to death, and then decorated the room afterward.
But why?
Okay, victim was cause of death.
Hey, this vent. The cover is in place, but it hasn't been screwed on. Which means it could be easily removed, right?
What are you doing? You can't touch what you see in post-cognition, even if you happen to be 3 meters tall.
Oh, I see. But I think this will be an important clue. The vent is about 40 by 30 centimeters. A thin adult could probably pass through.
Let's see, vent. A very thin adult could pass through. Not just a regular thin adult.
By the way, Yuma, did you notice the nail below the vent?
Below the vent? Huh, some of the nails are bent downward. Maybe they were hammered in a hurry.
Or perhaps there's another reason.
Another reason?
Nails beneath the vent.
That's...
This roulette table probably hasn't been used since the incident, as it's covered in dust. There don't appear to be any clues on top of the roulette table. There's nothing underneath either. We should check someplace else. Right, let's do that. Okay, that's the major stuff.
I have to say, post-cognition is amazing. You can see the exact crime scene the moment the body was first discovered. Were you born with this power?
My forte is no ordinary superpower. It is a highly refined technique heightened through training.
So you weren't able to use it in the beginning?
I could, but initially, it was just ordinary psychometry. Since I was young, I would often get sudden glimpses of the past, as if I was experiencing a flashback. After a while, touching people or objects resulted in visions flowing through my mind. I only learned it was a form of psychometry after growing older. In the WDO, simply having psychometry as a trainee grants you preferential treatment. But I was not satisfied. I believed I could use this ability more effectively as a detective. And through painstaking effort and training, I gained this ability in 3 days.
3 days?
As I told you earlier, this ability can only see when a corpse is first discovered. It can't be used from the culprit or victim's viewpoint. It is only when a third party first witnesses a crime scene. There are conditions for my post-cognition to activate. First, I must be standing at the crime scene. This condition is absolutely required. I must also know the victim's name and face. That's why prior research is crucial. Lastly, post-cognition is only effective in a 10-meter radius around the body. At this time, I can only see the crime scene and the victim. I can't see any living things that were at the scene.
So if someone was hiding in the room, you wouldn't be able to see them?
No. My ability isn't so good at detecting people.
Still, this is incredibly effective in investigating murder cases.
Feel free to summon me whenever you need my help. Of course, I don't work for cheap.
You're not gonna change your mind on that, I guess.
It's funny. Is there really nothing here? Oh, looks like there's stuff here. Was this moved during the incident? As far as I can tell, it doesn't seem related to the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's check another place.
That's...
There's a doll nailed to the roulette table, too.
I see.
There's also a doll nailed here, right in the middle of the roulette wheel. The doll itself seems to be the same as the others. There doesn't seem to be anything noteworthy. That is in and of itself sufficient knowledge. Let's check someplace else. Kind of out of places to check. Checked around the entrance.
That's...
There's a slot machine here. It's been untouched for a while, so it's covered in dust. As far as I can tell, there are no traces that could be related to the crime.
Well,
If you're curious about the scene at the time of the discovery of the corpse, use post-cognition. Right.
That's...
The chair's knocked over. Could this be evidence of a struggle between the victim and the culprit? I don't know about that. The culprit could have knocked it over on purpose to throw off the investigation. There's not much we can get from it other than the fact that it's knocked over. Let's check elsewhere. Right.
The lock is broken. Maybe someone broke it and forced their way in, like at the clock tower. But from the looks of it, there's no sign of the lock or door being tampered with. I think that's about it.
that should do it. There isn't much else to investigate. I've never experienced this before, but it's surprisingly convenient to be able to share my post-cognition. It's exhausting to explain what I see to a client.
Really?
People do not believe what they cannot see. I have often been called a liar.
I suppose fortes aren't always convenient.
We still have locked room mysteries to examine. The second incident was at the mansion in Ginma district. I have an idea of where to go. Let's hurry there.
Ginma district, huh? I mean, we didn't really get much from this crime scene.
The building we're heading to is accessed through Gima District. Let's hurry there.
See, Kanai Ward living conditions. Perhaps because of the daily rainfall, some people in Kanai Ward don't mind getting wet. Well, I mostly don't mind getting wet personally. It just depends on if it's freezing rain or not. If it's freezing rain, then yes. I'd rather not get wet. But for those of you who don't know what freezing rain is, count yourself as very lucky. The way it's decorated makes it seem like some kind of lab or something.
That's true.
Yeah, it doesn't feel very organic, just completely artificial. Or like a tanning bed. I'm not sure I follow.
Oh!
Seems like they're restoring the building.
I get it.
It rains 24/7. No wonder the place is a wreck.
Oh!
I get it.
Okay, so we're gonna look at that apparently.
Aww.
All the mansions look so ritzy. Master, I bet you'll never have the chance to set foot inside those kind of places.
No.
Yeah, I know. Please don't remind me. Is there something here? That person. What's wrong, Master? Doesn't she seem a bit uneasy? Like she might fall over at any moment?
Come on.
You really can't help yourself when it comes to the ladies, can you? It isn't like that. Talk to the woman. Excuse me, is something wrong? You seem upset. Huh? Who are you? I'm kind of a detective. In training, yeah. A detective, I see.
Well?
So, is something wrong? Well, actually, I've run away from home. And I'm at a loss about what to do next. Ooh,
Let's solve this thing.
this smells like a case. Let's hear her out, Master.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be right. I should avoid getting involved, but I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I just left it alone.
Well?
Could you give me some more details? Well, I'm the daughter of a merchant who does business throughout Kanai Ward. Due to family circumstances, it was decided that I would have an arranged marriage. Thinking of what's best for my family, I should accept the proposal. But my suitor is an awful person. I heard it with my own ears. He said he was only using my father. Huh? Then why not talk to your father about it? there's nothing I can do without proof. Besides, my father is very keen on him. When I told my father I didn't want to get married, he yelled at me and said I shouldn't cause trouble.
I see.
So, that's why you ran away from home.
Aww.
Oh, how lame. Let's get out of here.
No.
No, we can't do that. Having to marry an evil man sounds terrible. Leaving home has given me some time to think. I want to try talking to my father. But if I went back now, I don't think we could have a civil conversation. I'm terribly sorry to ask, but could you take this letter to my father for me? I'll reward you for your trouble.
Say,
Does this chick think detectives are errand boys? We can't just leave her like this. That's my master, simping over every woman he meets and making their wishes come true. It's not like that.
All right.
Okay, I'll help you. Thank you so much. My father should be in front of Kanai Station around now.
hey,
It'd be a good idea to ask what he looks like, right? The station's a busy place after all.
That's true.
Yep, that's true. What exactly does your father look like? He should be wearing a suit, navy blue from head to toe. It's his favorite.
I see.
See, thank you. Front of the Kanai Station, gotcha. Although that wasn't the thing that I was supposed to. This is Montclair Street. As you can see, it's a high-class residential neighborhood. You appear to be quite poor. Your kind don't belong here.
Sorry.
So,
come on.
what a dick. I hope the serial killer goes after him next. Okay.
There's a large mansion beyond the gate over there. I wonder if that's the second crime scene.
That's probably it. Let's go inside.
It's closed, as expected.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure?
Wait!
Anything for the investigation. Take a quick look around for something.
Huh?
These weeds are getting out of control. Doesn't look like anybody's taking care of the place.
Well,
Nobody left to take care of that stuff since the incident. Okay, I thought that was an opening for some reason. Nope, nope, nope.
It looks like a haunted mansion.
I hope there aren't any ghosts around. I have a feeling they'll appear this time.
I've been meaning to ask, but aren't you kind of a ghost yourself?
The incident occurred about 3 months ago. The victim was Ali Hohen, the owner of this mansion. He had no family and lived alone. The mansion is now empty and dilapidated. The crime scene is in the study near the back. Let's go. The Nailman killings had another common factor, besides the locked room. The first person to find the body was always the same person.
That worshiper from church? Do you suspect him too?
What he said did make sense. He's been obsessed with the Nailman and had access to the names of potential victims. It's not too surprising for him to be the first on the scene each time.
I guess I shouldn't assume things going into this.
That's right. It's down this hallway. The crime scene is in the room on the right side. There's little time. Let's head straight there.
Ha! They think you're partners now just because you held hands with my master? I'll have you know, Master and I are connected on a much deeper level.
Don't make it sound so suggestive.
Say,
The owner's not around anymore, and there are a bunch just hanging around. Let's snatch one and sell it. I'm a detective, not a thief. A sofa in the lobby. Who's it intended for?
well,
It's probably just a status symbol, right? In a lobby? I mean, sure, why not? Huh?
You know,
The doorknob is in rough shape. I guess it's because nobody's looking after the place anymore.
by the way,
Isn't it because Halara smashed it? I guess we can't rule that out.
feels like a jump scare's coming up.
So this is the study where the crime took place.
oh, it's open. I wonder if the lock was broken at the time of discovery here too. There's nothing left here either. It's all cleaned up.
I don't want to do it, but I suppose I can share my post-cognition again here.
Are you sure?
Don't make a big deal out of it. Just make it quick.
Check area of the hallway. All these books are lined up so neatly. They're covered in dust. Nobody's touched them for a long time. I mean, they won't help us with the case. Like how stuff doesn't help you with the case, but you still have to look at it.
The crime scene of the murder is vividly brought to life before us. It all happens in silence, as though awakening from an eternal slumber. But the corpse will never wake up again. Even if the corpse did awaken, the nails pinning him down would prevent him from rising. The door is the only entrance and exit to the room. There are no windows and the vent is small. I don't see any escape routes from the locked room. Maybe the doll nailed to the wall holds the answer to this bizarre mystery. Yeah,
Even in the past, several books lined the shelf. I checked, but it doesn't seem like anything's different between then and now.
I see.
In that case, it's probably not related to the case.
there's only one doll nailed to the wall. Comparatively, there was a nearly obnoxious number of dolls nailed to the walls in the other crime scenes. Maybe there was no room to nail them to the walls because of all the bookshelves in the way? Wait, this doll has both eyes gouged out. Did the culprit do this on purpose? This keeps getting more and more disturbing.
But it's kinda creepy cute. I want to put one next to the top of a staircase so people can run into it at night.
Why would you want to do that?
You know, this doll seems made of cheaper materials compared to the other ones.
Hey, you're right. Like it's made of resin instead of porcelain. The texture looks cheap, but also more durable.
Too bad it doesn't have eyeballs.
The eye holes are connected to each other in the head cavity. It's like that darkness is staring into me. Huh? There's a mark on the edge of the eye holes near the nose. Looks like a string rubbed against it. How did this mark get here?
Landscape paintings in extravagant frames are on display. All these paintings look incredibly expensive.
However,
They're counterfeits. Not a single one is genuine. Doesn't look like there is anything relevant to the case here. Let's investigate elsewhere. It's a carefully organized bookshelf. It looks like all the novels belong to the same series, the Going Saga.
yeah.
I believe the series has more than 150 volumes. Unfortunately, the author has passed away. It's a shame the story never saw an ending.
Oh!
Two extraordinarily thick books are stacked on the desk. These books are in great condition, aside from some dust. They look completely untouched.
Beats me.
He probably wanted to seem knowledgeable. They haven't been moved for a while. They're probably not related to the case.
What does that mean?
There's an expensive looking landscape painting, but it's tilted. I wonder why. Could this be related to the locked room?
It appears.
Doubtful, judging by the marks on the wall. I'd say this painting was hung at an angle. The peacekeepers must have altered it by mistake during their investigation. How confusing. A series of books arranged neatly on the shelf. There's no indication that the books have been moved. I don't think they're related to the case. I agree. Let's look somewhere else.
Oh!
Several dolls have been nailed to the floor. After the clock tower and the secret club, this makes 3. It doesn't make it any less creepy, though.
Beats me.
Now's not the time to show fear. Investigate thoroughly and find the clues to solve this case. Right.
I see.
Dolls have nothing in common, and I don't see any unusual markings either.
It appears.
Nothing to do with the case, then. Two extraordinarily thick books placed there on the desk. I think we already looked at that, right? Yeah.
That's true.
This is where the first witness found the body. The bloodstains are still here. Considering the amount of blood, the victim was probably killed here, right?
It
It
appears.
seems very likely.
The victim is a well-built man, approximately 30 years old. The corpse here is also covered in nails. His appendages and chest are all nailed to the floor.
The owner of this mansion made his fortune in real estate from an early age. But along with aggressive land sharking and other illicit transactions, he made shady deals with Amaterasu Corp. There are several reasons he behaved. A doll with his name on it was bound to be nailed to the church forest.
I wonder how the person who cursed him feels, now that he's actually dead.
Perhaps they feel no responsibility. They just hopped on the urban legend bandwagon.
Is that really the case? Wait, this is odd.
Did you find something?
Look closely. The length of the nails driven into the corpse are all slightly different.
The length isn't the problem here. It's how hard they were hammered in.
What do you mean?
The nails driven into the lower torso went through the body and into the floor. But the nails in the upper torso did not penetrate all the way through the body.
But why would the culprit not hammer the nails in as hard on the upper body?
That's not the only unnatural thing. Take a look at the blood. The nail wounds on the lower torso appeared to be bleeding sideways. But the upper torso wounds are bleeding vertically, down toward his waist.
The blood flows differently between the upper and lower body?
Maybe the upper and lower torsos are different people, and they were smushed together after death.
That's disturbing.
What stains on corpse? Strangulation again?
The cause of death here appears to be strangulation as well. And like the others, there are rope marks around the neck and traces of a struggle. Oh, but on a closer look, there's a mark left by a thin string on the back of his neck.
It couldn't have been the rope that was used to strangle him. The thickness is completely different.
There are two different types of string marks on the body. Was he strangled twice? But even then, it'd be odd to only have marks behind his neck. And why do the strings have different thicknesses?
Anyway, it's an important piece of evidence.
Victim's neck. I wonder if he was hung. That's why it's not consistent.
There is a vent, but it's too small for a person to fit through. And it's also screwed shut from the inside. It seems impossible to remove.
What's this now? Master, I discovered something. There are marks in the gap between the fence, like something scraped against it.
Really?
But given your height, you couldn't see it even if you stood on a chair.
Halara, can you use that chair to peek into the vent?
I will do so for 10,000 Yen.
You're charging me for it?
I jest. The marks in the vent seem to be left by strings rubbing against it. Did someone hitch a string to it or something? It shouldn't even be visible from your perspective. I'm surprised you noticed.
Oh, it was just a hunch.
See? I told you I'm useful. I do way more than just float around. You should give me 10,000 Yen as a reward.
I'm kidding, a headache.
Okay, vent of the study.
This is...
Door to the study, left open just in case. Sounds good to be wary of sudden attacks. Never let your guard down. Right, got it.
I'll...
It's because of the teachings of yours truly. You're welcome, Master. Okay, so this is all the same.
The door here can only be locked with a key. However, there is only the master key. No spares exist. The scenario resembles the locked room mystery in the casino. We can disregard the possibility of a duplicate key. The master key was found in this room at the time of discovery.
This is also similar to the locked room mystery in the secret club.
But there is one difference. The key was found underneath the corpse.
Under the corpse? But we can't move the corpse in the past, so we can't confirm if that's true.
Post-cognition isn't all-powerful, but it's a fact that the key was found under the corpse. I have a crime scene photo, taken back then, in my jacket pocket. No detail has slipped past my efforts.
Right. Huh? What's this?
Wait, not that one. I meant the other photo. This one's unrelated to the case.
Oh, this is it. You're right. The key's near the middle of his back. But can this photo be trusted? Could it be something that peacekeepers fabricated?
The peacekeepers acknowledged the incident occurred in a locked room. Besides, there's no need for fabrication. After all, it would be more convenient for them to have fewer mysteries to deal with.
That's true. Sorry for being doubtful.
No, that's expected of a detective. You're starting to figure out how to do your job.
Was that a compliment?
Is that really all it takes to please you?
Also, I drew a sketch of the room's state on the back of that photo. Remember it well.
Yeah, okay. But why a sketch? How can it help solve the mystery? Also, what was with that cat photo anyway? That's surprisingly cute.
Door key to the study. Okay. Floor plan of the study. Okay, so we're all checked.
Looks like there's nothing left to check.
Yay, that's an A-OK investigation.
Now we've gathered enough evidence. Though it appears complicated at first glance, the answer is simple.
Huh? Halara, did you already solve the locked room mystery?
What? You haven't?
There's no way to solve it with what we have. How was the room locked?
It's unfit for one detective to ask another that question. For the sake of your own pride, you must figure it out. Unless you'd like to hire me to do it for you. It won't come cheap.
I'll figure it out myself.
It's really all about the money with Halara.
The longer I'm with Halara, the deeper into debt I'll get. It's starting to scare me.
Now, let us be swift. Next up is our last crime scene.
Wait!
Okay, why don't we stop it there for now? This is Audap. You've been watching Master Detective Archives Rain Code running on Nintendo Switch. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.